Here's how simple it is. The day of the Lord. It's more simple than putting this thing straight. You know, all that destruction that the Bible talks about, laying the land desolate, the cities not being inhabited anymore. The day of the Lord is fierce, death, famine, mourning, all in one day. Because the feeling that Jonathan Klecks going to get when that happens is equivalent to death, famine, mourning, destruction. He will never be inhabiting into that city ever again. The way the Babylon system is, the harlot, the whore that sits on many waters and upon the earth, and that whore, and the way that the spirit is trying to take over, which is impossible, it can't. But with that spirit, that Jezebel spirit trying to take over, it's laid waste. Just like that. It has nothing to do with actual destruction and fire and pillars of smoke and all that wrath that Kleck is making us see and shortly here, prolonging it. See, what he does is, I don't think things are actually canceled. I just think that the date has already been set a long time ago. But before you get to that date, you really start gearing towards it's happening now, it's happening now, it's happening now. A constant, in a couple days I'll come out with another video, have another video, a couple days, in 2 days I'll be, how many times has he said he'll be up in 2 days, and 5-6 days later he shows up saying how busy he is? It's just a simple tap on the shoulder. He was told how it was going to happen. His people were told how it's going to happen. It happens how they were told. How many of you is from the inside, like the FBI or NSA or the CIA, how many of you actually know that the weather is manipulated? It's controlled. It's turned up, it's turned down. More rain, no rain. How many of you actually know that Jonathan Kleck has everything to do with this system, the sky system, the Skynet, the internet? How many of you know that he has everything to do with it, and that's why in the end, which is now, he has to do all this work. All this deception he has to be involved with. He has to fool as many people as possible. And then, because he has to act as if he is the Lord, and this is the day of the Lord, and the day of the Lord comes with all this destruction and famine and everything. So when is the day of the Lord? It's not going to be any day that we see the most horrific destruction we've ever seen in our entire life. It ain't the day of the Lord. Nope. The day of the Lord is silent. It's silence. What happens when that sun reappears? The real one. The one that they've been covering up. The one that everybody will see, you know, when it happens, you'll get it. In the meantime, you don't get it, but you will. It's quiet. It's behind the scenes. 7 billion people aren't going to know. Only the people that have been watching, they're going to know, because it is something as simple as talking, pushing record, and then talk. And then do it tomorrow. And then do it again the next day. And then just do it again, and then just do it again. What's that? You have something to say? Then just say it. Are you worried about what people think about you? Well, then maybe you shouldn't get on here and talk. If you're not worried about it, then continue to talk. And go after the highest people that you can find that's in charge of the world and this script and this bullshit and all these lies. Make it known that that's who you want to talk to. And then get their attention. And then once you get their attention, tell them what the Lord is telling you. And then show them that you know what they're doing before they do it. And also know that you understand that they hire specific people. To make it seem like ain't shit happening. Let them know. Alright. Clearly, that you can see their plans all the way through. And then when those events keep happening, 12-hour parking, that's unheard of. 12-hour parking? It's usually like 2 hours tops. Yeah, well, but that's only for motorcycles and scooters. So you got to read the signs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff written on the signs, but you have to read them first. Once they get the grasp of, oh yeah, he does know what we're doing. That's right, Robin Henry Tees. He does know what we're doing. I got to give it to him. We got to give it to him. We have to give it to him. We don't let other people know. You're not supposed to. Like the whole, whoever knows, they know. Whoever figures it out, they figured it out. The rest, the mass, the 7 billion plus, the only thing that they're going to know and realize is that everything's free all of a sudden. What the hell is going on? Why is it that, how come we don't hear about these killings and murders and shootings and ISIS bombs and destruction? How come nobody's lying to us anymore? Like, why is it that we don't have to work? Who's giving us these houses? Why are you giving me a car? What the hell's going on? Why is it that everybody in the world is getting a house so they're not homeless anymore, and that everybody has a vehicle to get around? And you well, let's just say, why am I being offered $100 an hour and I only have to work 4 hours a day, and I get paid for lunch for an hour, so basically 3 hours a day? What's going on here on planet Earth? That's how they'll know. But how we will know is, I'm making it as simple as pie. Tap Jonathan Kleck on the shoulder 3 times, on his left shoulder. Right? Day of the Lord. That's it. It's over. It's over. Who's in charge of all this? Is it not Jonathan Vargo Kleck? Is it not him? Fine, I know. There's people that don't know yet, and then the people that do know, that is him. That's him, okay? You guys know that's him, so do I. The others don't, not yet, but that's why I pinpointly try to get as accurate as possible when it comes to Kleck and his every move. His every move. It's not so much about the events that happen or the shootings or the burnings or whatever. It's, what is Kleck going to do? Well, here's what he's going to do. He's going to make a pop-in video and act like he's so busy and had time or anything. But and then he's only going to do that. Once he does that, because I draw attention to it, then he's going to have a pause in his video. When he pops right back on, he's going to act like it's a video from before. I mean, he's going to act like that's his video now, but it was literally a video from before. And he did a split and hopped in and then paused it and then connected it to the video that he had already done, that he didn't mean to get up to do it, but I forced him to get up early. That's knowing his every move. So because he's that damn predictable, eventually the timeline, the dates, everything, the events will happen. But you gotta understand this. Jonathan Kleck is going to show the entire world very shortly, within the next few weeks, that he is the Lord God to the people. I just looked at 11:13 at my time. Like a November 13th. He's going to show himself, 2019, that he is the Lord God. So here's the deal. Like, the people that don't know that he controls the weather, but yet you know that he's Jonathan Kleck and he's telling you he's the Lord, he's going to make it known to you that he's the Lord by showing you the events in the sky, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, because he's telling you behind the scenes. Like, I'm really getting upset with California. I'm getting ready to I'm telling you, I'm going to crack California in half. And then he tells his people that don't know that he's controlling the weather. He is going to say that, and it's going to make him look like he's freaking God to these people. And then the ones that do know that he's in charge of the stuff in the sky, they're saying, well, holy shit, I mean, you're in charge of the stuff in the sky. I mean, dude, you're my God, I can't go, who can make war against you? You can ice us out in the cold ice age. You can freaking kill us with ice. You can destroy us with a flood. I mean, fire and brimstone, earthquakes. Jonathan Kleck can do all of it. So why would you go against him? Are you fucking insane? This is the guy that rules the world and all the goodies in it. I'm not the only person on planet Earth that is sick of the bullshit. I'm probably just the only person on planet Earth that has figured out from the outside looking in who's in charge of the crisis actors and all these stories that we've been told. Well, I found out who it is. Proof will come. Time will tell. Proof will come. Patience is a virtue. Whatever that means. The proof happens. Why do you think I'm looking at this 9/11, the second 9/11 ordeal to happen? Because I know that my heart and the obvious way as human psyches are, when you're told something that's going to happen before it does, and you're trusted in the eyes of the people that watch, when you can see the difference between someone that's telling the truth and then someone that's lying, someone that is obviously has an agenda and wants to be worshipped, towards myself that doesn't want to be worshipped. I just want the event to happen because I know that from that point on, I get the attention of so many people, mainly everybody that I know, that I've ever come across in my life. They'll know that this is the event. And then from that point on, well, what's the big deal, Robin? Well, the big deal is what's going to happen next. What's happening next, Robin? Well, I'll be glad to tell you what's going to happen next, because this is part of the script, the world script, where what happens next is, and then everything starts getting closer, more tightly knitted, where I'll know when the day of the Lord is. The actual day. Now, I have a feeling what the day of the Lord is, and it's the time where when Kleck does get tapped on the shoulder 3 times, because that's 3 woes, like, because the third woe comes quickly, it's over. Quickly over, it's done, just like that. You want a specific date, timeline? Well, as of now, I'm going to go with December 28th, 2019. I'm going with that. It might be prolonged for another 3.5 days. It might be January 1st of 2020 vision. It might be 1/1/2020. 11/20/20. Maybe that's what it is. It might even be 1/11/2020. But the point is, the closer we get, the more events that Kleck plays out in the world, the more obvious he makes himself to me, the more he gets up and just gives it the frick away, everything that he's doing. The more he keeps doing that, the closer I'll be getting to that timeline where he will be giving me the day of the Lord. I'll know when the day of the Lord is through Kleck, because he has to play it out first. And then once he plays it out, once it's the correct party time, the 3.5 days. Remember, the day of the Lord is before. It's before the end of the world. The day of the Lord comes when Kleck gets tapped on the shoulder and the game's over. Party's over. That's it. So what day is that? Is that when the 7th angel begins to sound? Because that sounds like when he begins to sound. Well, isn't the 3rd woe still ahead? Like, isn't the 7th seal not open yet? When the 7th angel begins to sound, the mystery of God should be finished. It sounds like there's a time period where Kleck gets tapped on his shoulder once his party is over. And because it's a great earthquake. It's a freaking phenomenal earthquaking. It's nothing like we're going to see. It's nothing like we're going to feel. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to see it. It's going to be just like May 21st, 2011. Did you see anything? Did anybody hear anything? You heard a warning from some guy that was proclaimed as a false prophet by everybody, all the elite mouthpieces. You heard that. But what I felt something that was world changing in my life. So I went with that and stuck with it. That second woe, man, those 7,000 people that are going to be slain, I have a feeling there's a payroll of 7,000 people. Well, yes, there is actually. There's 7,000. Oh, now that you said that, Kleck. $7,000 a month. Oh, I get you. So you are referring to the 7,000 people that are going to be slain when the second woe has passed. Well, right before it passes. When the 6 seals open up, Jonathan Kleck gets tapped on the shoulder. Party's over. All right? 7,000 of his people slain just like that, because they were told what was going to happen before it did. They didn't realize that people in the high places have the same kind of heart that I do, and you are fucking disgusted and sickened to death with the way things are going. And you know that all you got to do is speak up. That's it. You just got to speak the truth. You do that, yeah, you'll get threatened that you'll get killed and you'll get chopped to your head, and when Kleck takes over, everything, well, that's the whole purpose. Kleck plans on doing that, yeah, to me, number one. He plans on taking the Led Zeppelin angel and ripping it down because it's being eaten by a Tyrannosaurus. He plans on turning his face against the fort of his own land and doing away with us. But we're in high places spiritually, and some of you are in high places literally, the 144. It's the same language that I'm talking that you understand clearly. It's a clear language. You speak the truth, you know God has your back, and you know that the end result, it never goes the way that the elite want it to. It just doesn't. This is the last time. The 7,000 people are going to be slain because they are 7,000 of Klecks' lords. It's the party for 1,000 of his lords. Think about how great this is. I sure wish, I want to be the one tapping him on the shoulder. That would be great. But I guess that'll happen. I guess I'll just talk to him afterwards. It's not my will. It's God's. That would be my will, but it's not the way it's going to work. He gets tapped on his shoulder 3 times because the third woe comes quickly. With all of his people at the party. What day is the party? I don't know yet. I'm thinking, is it going to be Christmas now? Is it going to be the literal party? Is it a New Year's party? Eve, Vol? Is it New Year's Eve's party? Because Kleck is acting as Eve. That's probably what it really is. The Kleck party, the Eve party. Because he's, Satan in the flesh. He worships the flesh, which is Eve. That's why he has no regard for women, because he is the woman inside of the man's body. He's both spirits. He's taking over, okay? When that party's over and he gets tapped 3 times, all of his thousands of his lords that are at that party, they know what that tap means. It means it's over. The vote has been in. Those 13 that sit at one table, it was a 13-0 vote. It wasn't even a 7-6. It was 13-0. It's time to change the way things are, because the way things are going to be, they sound so much better. And you know what? It's just like that. You guys can make it happen. The ones on the other end, the ones that are going to be fully in charge of the way that God's law is, you already know that everything is at your fingertips. Now all you got to do is put everything in the fingertips of the right fingertips. Because not the greedy ones, not the ones that are sticky, the ones that can actually release what's on their fingertips and spread the wealth to everybody. And then the remnant are frightened. The ones that are watching are frightened, and they give glory to God. Not me, God. Not Kleck, God. The energy source where everything comes from. Heaven is a feeling that you have, you can have, you will have. The ones that don't have it yet, look, I have it. I live on planet Earth in heaven. Because my vision that is here, looking at the future, the way things are going to be, I'm already there. I'm already there over there, but I'm still here because I'm on planet Earth. We're going to stay on planet Earth. The way the world is now, it hasn't got to the point where it needs to be the same as, it's not going to be the same as the former or the latter. We're not there yet. That's the part I need everybody to see. Once you start seeing that, remember when you start seeing these things, Kleck gets tapped on the shoulder 3 times and the game is over.